Hello students, in this video I would like to discuss about programs and programming. A computer can neither think nor make a judgment on its own. Also, it is impossible for any computer to independently analyze a given data and find a solution on its own. It needs a program which will convey what is to be done. A program is a set of logically related instructions that is arranged in a sequence and guides the computer in solving a problem. The process of writing a program is called programming. It is a critical step processing. If the system is not correctly programmed, it delivers information results that cannot be used. There are two ways in which one can acquire a program. One is to purchase an existing program, which is normally referred to as a packaged software, and the other is to prepare a new program from scratch, in which case it is called customized software. As discussed in the previous videos, computer software can be broadly classified into two categories: system software and application software. So we all know a computer alone can't neither think or nor make any judgment. Actually, it is a machine which works only based on the instruction given to it. So we already studied that set of instruction is called a program. So generally this program is used to solve some problems or to find some solution to the problems. So to solve the problem, the steps must be given to the computer. So based on that steps, the computer will solve the problem. So if the steps given to the computer is wrong, the output produced will also be wrong. So there are two ways in which we can use a program. One thing is we can purchase a program. That means a program which is written by some other person, we can purchase it and use it, or we have to write the program of our own. So that is called customized software. In earlier case, the software which is brought from someone, we call it as a packaged software. There are two types of software: system software and application software. In system software, human didn't have any direct interaction. Actually, the computer is used by the human with the help of some application software based on the specific task. Next is programming languages. To write a program, a standard programming language is used. A programming language is composed of a set of instructions in a language understandable to the programmer and recognizable by a computer. So to write a program, we need some language. That language is called programming language. The first thing is it must be understandable to the programmer or who writes the program. And also the program must be recognized by the computer. So you all know language means some alphabets and also some set of rules, that is called grammar. Similarly, here also some characters and some symbols will be there in the computer programming language, and also some rules are there to write the program. Programming languages are classified as high level, middle level and low level. High level languages such as BASIC, COBOL and Fortran are used to write application programs. A middle level language such as C is used for writing application and system programs. Anyway, in this subject computer programming, in last 3 modules we are going to study about C programming. So always remember, C is a middle level language. So middle level languages are generally used to write application programs and system programs. System program means system software. A low level language such as the assembly language is mostly used to write system programs. So another type of language is assembly language, which is also generally used to write the system programs or to develop system softwares. Low level programming languages were the first category of programming languages to evolve. Gradually, high level and middle level programming languages were developed. Low level languages. A low level computer programming language is one that is closer to the native language of the computer, which is ones and zeros. So already we studied computer can only recognize a language which has the characters 1 and 0. Next is machine language. This is actually a type of low level language. It's a sequence of instructions written in the form of binary numbers consisting of ones and zeros to which the computer responds directly. So here the instructions are written in combination of ones and zeros. The machine language is also referred to as machine code, although the term is used more broadly to refer any program text. A machine language instruction generally has two parts. The first part is the command or operation code that conveys to the computer what function has to be performed by the instruction. All computers have operation codes for functions such as adding, subtracting, and moving. So this machine language instructions, if I take a single instruction, it may have two parts. The first part is the operation part, and the example of operation parts are add, subtract, and move. Move means we're transferring the data from memory to processor, or from memory to memory, or from processor to memory. So that is the meaning of this moving. The second part of the instruction specifies the operand which the operation has to be performed. So we already studied about operators and operands. So this machine language has two parts, operation part and operand part. Anyway, these two parts are written with the help of zeros and ones. Advantage of machine language: the CPU directly understands machine instruction and hence no translation is required. Therefore, the computer directly starts executing the machine language instructions and takes less execution time. Here we are writing the program in ones and zeros. That means there is no need of translation because computer knows the language which contain only ones and zeros. Disadvantage of machine language: difficult to use because we are only using the combination of zeros and one. Machine dependent. That means for different type of machine, the same instruction will have different forms. Machine dependent means you may heard about IBM machine, you may heard about Intel machine. So these are different types of machine, and these machines get updated in each and every year, and each and every version also has a different machine code for the same instruction. Next disadvantage is error prone. That means since we are writing the program in zeros and ones, if we make a mistake of writing a 0 instead of 1, it will cause an error, or it will make a mistake. Difficult to debug and modify. Here also the reason is because combination of zeros and ones, we can't find the mistakes in the program. Debugging means finding the mistakes or finding the error in the program. So these are the difficulties. This is an example for machine language program. Here this is the machine code. Here I have some sequence of zeros and ones, 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0, some 4 zeros followed by 0 1 1 1. The meaning of this entire code, or the meaning of this first two line, is load a register with value 7. We already studied of register. Inside the processor we have some general purpose register. One of that register is A. So we are storing that register with value 7. Register is nothing but a memory inside processor. Similarly, I have another memory called B. Inside that I am storing the value 10. For that I have to write a machine code like this. The sequence of zeros and ones means load B register with value 10. Then I have to add A and B. Here A contains A plus B. The content of A and B are added, and then it is stored in the register A itself. That means after performing this operation, register A will contain 17. Earlier register A contains 7 and register B contains 10. Sum is calculated and that is 17, and that is stored in register A. For that the instruction on followed by some 7 zeros are used. Similarly, the resultant is now in A and I have to store the result to some other memory location or some location RAM. For that I have to give another sequence of instruction. Then I have to give some another instruction to stop the execution of this program. So here this part contains the instruction given to the computer that contains sequence of zeros and ones only. So such language is called machine language. Next type of low-level language is assembly language, when symbols such as letters, digits, or special characters are employed for the operation operand. The representation is called an assembly language instruction. Such instructions are called known as mnemonic codes. They are used instead of binary codes. A program written with mnemonic codes forms an assembly language program. Machine and assembly languages are referred to as low-level languages since the coding for a problem is at individual instruction level. Each computer has its own assembly language that is depend upon the internal architecture of the processor. We already studied about machine-dependent programming. That's the meaning of the statement. An instruction word consists of opcode or operation code part, indicates the operation to be performed by the instruction, and operand parts convey the address of the data to be found or stored. An assembler is a translator that takes input in the form of the assembly language program and produces machine language code as its output. So earlier in machine language, we have only zeros and ones. Here I have letters, digits, or some special characters. So I will try to explain assembly level language with the help of this example. So this LD A, 7, LD B, 7, add A, B, LD 100, A, halt. So these forms the assembly language program. So instead of binary code, here I have used some letters, digits, and some special characters. This bracket can be considered as a special character. So here it is not represented in zeros and ones. So this LD means load. Load register A with 7. So this LD can be considered as a mnemonic code saying store 7 to register A. Here similarly add is a mnemonic code. Halt is also a mnemonic code. A program which is written with the help of mnemonic codes can be considered as a assembly language. And this mnemonic code contains two parts, opcode part and operand part. Here LD is an example for opcode. A is an operand, 7 is also an operand. Similarly, add is an opcode. A and B are the operands. So anyway, it is not written in zeros and one. So computer can't understand this program. So we need a translator. Translator means one who converts one language to another. So the translator is called assembler. Advantages of assembly language. Writing a program in assembly language is more convenient than writing one in machine language. Instead of binary sequence as in machine language, a program in assembly language is written in form of symbolic instructions. Symbolic instruction means mnemonic codes. This gives the assembly language program improved readability. So by reading this program itself, we can understand the purpose of the program. So if you remember the earlier program, there we have some sequence of zeros and ones. We can't understand the purpose of the program. So here by looking at this program alone, we will get some idea about the program. Disadvantage of the assembly language. Assembly language is specific to particular machine architecture, that is machine dependent. So this assembly language is also machine dependent. So the program written in one architecture can't be used in another architecture. Assembly languages are designed for specific make and model of a microprocessor. That is the definition of machine dependent. This means that assembly language program written for one processor will not work on different processor if it is architecturally different. So now I hope you are clear with concept of machine dependent. That is why an assembly language program is not portable. So one of the disadvantages is assembly language programs can't be portable. That means that program may work correctly on one computer. So we can't use the same program in another computer. So we can't take that program and use it in another computer. If it is in same architecture, we can use it. Otherwise, we can't use it. Programming is difficult and time consuming. So you already studied about assembler. Assembler is just a translator who translate assembly language program to object code in machine language. Object code in machine language means a code which contains zeros and ones. So this is called source code. This is called object code or target code. The translator is called assembler. Next is high level languages. High-level languages have instructions that are similar to human languages and have a set grammar that makes it easy for a programmer to write programs and identify and correct errors in them. So high-level languages are very much similar to human languages, and it also have some grammar. Grammar means to write something, we have some rules. If we are not following the rules, that instruction may be wrong or that sentence may be wrong. Example, COBOL, Common Business Oriented Language, Fortran for Formula Translation, Basic, Beginners All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. Here I have an example program. Actually, it is written in basic language. The purpose of this program is as same as the programs discussed in assembly language and machine language. So let x equal to 7, let y equal to 10, let sum equal to x plus y, print sum, end. So we all know we are going to add 7 and 10. So for that, to store 7, I have a variable or I have some address location. To store 10, I have a variable, and those two variables are added and it is stored in another variable called sum. That sum is printed and end denotes end of the program. Advantages of high-level programming languages: readability. Program written in these languages are more readable than those written in assembly and machine languages. So these programs are something similar to the English language or something similar to our basic mathematics. Portability. High-level programming languages can be run on different machines with little or no change. So high-level languages are machine independent. Easy debugging. Errors can be easily detected and removed. Errors means mistakes in the program or defects in the program. Ease in development of software. Already told you, software is a collection of programs. Since the command of these programming languages are closer to the English language, softwares can be developed with ease. High-level languages are also called third-generation languages. I hope you got some idea about programming. That's all I want to share in this video. Thank you.